Let you know, man, you are really encouraging me, motivating me, inspiring me. God is really using you to help me out.
Hello, family. It's your boy, Mr. Aos Inspires. This is Aos The Podcast. I told you every single Friday, this is what we're going to do. We're going to come to you for 5 minutes of motivation. I'm going to try my best to stay in that window. I got to give it to you raw and uncut. Let's go ahead and get started. And also, this is what I want to tell you. If you have not followed us yet, what are you doing? Go ahead and follow us. But subscribe to YouTube even right now, Aos.inspire. So, this is crazy. I was having a conversation with somebody this week, and this is what popped up for Fridays. It made me think in my mind. Average people, have you ever met somebody? Average people are cool with saying, I could have been something major, but this happened. Like average people, I'm not talking about y'all because you guys are superstars, but average people are cool with like, hey, had I kept on going with football, I could have made it to the NFL. Or, hey, had I kept on going with my podcast, I would have been one of the biggest podcasts in the world. Or better yet, had I took my singing or my rapping career seriously, I could have been a household name. Average people. I want to get you, I want to drive this point home because this is an amazing video. Average people are cool with saying, I could have been. Superstars will say, I'm going to keep chipping at it until it happens. Like, it may not happen this year, but I'm going to keep on chipping at it until it happens. Like, I'm going to keep on chipping at this thing because I believe that there's success around the corner. Like, I ain't going to stop. I don't want to be, listen, I tell people this all the time. What's a dangerous address to have is to live on Regret Boulevard. Like, that's a boulevard. That's an address that I don't want to stay. That's why I told y'all, stay connected to at least 50 episodes. Like, this podcast, we seeing this thing all the way through. I promise you, next year, this time, we're going to be in a totally different space. I promise you, financially, this podcast, it's going to be a 7-figure earning podcast. I promise you. But stay connected. But average people are cool with saying, listen, I could have did this. Why didn't you keep going? Why? Because average people don't mind quitting. This is an analogy before I leave. I'm down. I got 2 minutes left. There's an analogy with frogs, right? So if you take a frog and you put it in some warm water, what will happen is the frog will stay in the pot and adjust its own temperature to make sure that he's comfortable in that pot, right? Now, granted, if you take the frog and you put him in some boiling water, he's going to jump out. But if you gradually raise up the temperature, what that frog will do, that frog will adapt to that temperature and remain in the pot. And then when it gets to the boiling point, it's too late. Now he's boiled to death. Many of you are just like that. You get to a place, you're at a job, and you're like, listen, I'm going to just stay here. I can pay all my bills, and I can barely work on my dream. Like, I can work on my dream. And you're cool with working a job for 12 hours and working on your dream for 2. Or you're cool with sometimes skipping working on your dream. Just like that frog. Stop becoming content in the place, in the area, the season that you're in. I need you to want more. Get out. Listen. Stop becoming content in the place where you are. Because the place where you are is no growth. You cannot grow from the place that you are. That's my time. I love you guys. This is 5 Minute Fridays. I can't wait to see you next Friday. Join us next Friday. Every single Friday, we meet to encourage your heart because the weekends is full of unknowns. I want you to make it.